Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you all will be doing well. As far as we have started the content of verbs, and in our last class we get done with the first part of the type of verbs, and these are this one. And in our today's class we are going to study the further types of verbs in great detail with examples and sample sentences. So let's start about the types of verbs in our today's class, and the very first is regular verbs. Regular verbs are those verbs which do not change their stem form of the verb. The basic stem word of the verb remains same. They follow the normal regular pattern in their simple past form or past participle form. The thing that you have to do or you have to keep in your mind is that regular verbs end in ed or d. You have to add a suffix ed or d in the root verb or main verb, and it would be changed in its form. So take an example over here. If the main verb is look and you want to change it into simple past form or past participle form, it would be looked. The first would be look, and then it is look, looked, looked. If it is jump, then it would be jumped, jumped. So you are ending it with a suffix ed, and now it has changed its form in the simple past form or past participle form. In your sentence, he jumped on the floor or he purchased new books. So jumped and purchased, these are the regular verbs. These are not any other kind of verbs, but these are only regular verbs because they have been ended over here with the suffix ed. The basic verb was jump and purchase. On the contrary, here are irregular verbs. Irregular verbs lexically change stem form of the verb or may not change at all. These totally or entirely change the whole word, or maybe they would have another irregular pattern to form an irregular verbs. These do not follow a normal pattern, unlikely to the regular verbs. These in their simple past form or past participle form. Irregular verbs do not end in ed or d. Let's take an example here. Set. This is a verb. If you want to change or if you want to write it in simple past form or past participle form, you have to write it as likely as said. Whereas if you have drink as a verb, as a main verb, and you want to choose and you want to write it in simple past form or past participle form, you have to mold it into drink, and then it would be drank and drunk. So you can see that this drink verb is entirely changed into the new two words. These are drank and drunk. So these are irregular verbs. Mr. Thomas knew all the right answers. So knew is the second form or past form of the main verb, that is know. So this has changed its entire form. Jack was thirsty, so he drank the whole jug of water. So here drank is used here as a past form of the main verb, that is drink. So this is all about irregular verbs. Next is stative verbs. Stative verbs are those verbs which refer to conditions, situations, or state of being. These are opposite to action verbs because these do not modify or describe an action, but these stative verbs do describe qualities, state of existence, opinions, beliefs, and emotions of a subject or of the doer of the sentence. Stative verbs are opposite to action verbs. Some common stative verbs are love, want, own, desire, understand, believe, like, prefer. So in these verbs you can have an idea that these are describing some qualities or state of existence or opinions or beliefs and emotions like love, want, own, desire. So all of those words which addresses to these things are known as stative verbs. Jessie loves her younger sister. So this loves, the word love is used here as a stative verb to describe the emotion of a subject. My friends understand my problem. So this understand is used here as a state of something or as a quality of something, that what the person or what the other person is perceiving in this as a subject of the sentence. So these are all stative verbs. Next is here finite verbs. Finite verbs change their form according to the subject, time and tense. If the tense is present or past, then these would be changing their form accordingly, and these do change their form according to the subject as well. A finite verb tells about who is doing the action and when it is being done. Take an example over here. If you say that I write, she writes, they write. Here you have added s according to the subject, because we know that he, she, it or singular form carry, or a singular subject carries s or es with the main verb. So how the verb has molded it according to the subject. If you say that does your sister know my mother, so this does and know again are the finite verbs. These are we have used here according to the subject of in the sentence. Tom was waiting in the lounge before he came in. So here was waiting and came, this is addressing to the tense that is past and the action that is being performed by the subject, and what is the basic purpose that is underlying behind the sentence. All of these are finite verbs which gives us an idea that who is doing an action and when it is being done. All of these are verbs are finite verbs. On its opposite, we have non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs do not show tense, person or numbers, because finite verbs do show us about the tense, but non-finite verbs do not show us the person or the number or the tense. Non-finite verb form are also termed as infinitive forms with or without to. If the verb is having a to in its preceding before the main verb, we have a to over here, it would be non-finite verb, or it may have its ing forms or ed forms as well, like going and gone. An infinitive is a verb that has to before it. So it is a general clue or a general rule that you have to have in your mind, that whenever you are going to identify an infinitive, it might have to before it. For example, I like to finish the work quickly. So this finish is not giving us an idea about the tense, that what tense would be probably used over here, but I like to finish. This to is giving us an idea that this is a non-finite verb that has been used. You need to paint the door starting from the bottom. So unlikely with these verbs also have an ing form, and this is over here in this example. So the last is here phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are not one word verbs, but these are combination of verb with preposition and or adverbs to give different meanings from the individual words. In our last all the types of verbs, we have been studying that verbs are of only one word, but now phrasal verbs are those verbs which have a combination of more than one word, like these could be of 2 words or 3 words. Take an example over here. Here is a verb that is shut, and shut means to close. Here is an adverb with us that is down. Down means not up, something that is not up. So from these two different verbs, we have make a phrasal verb that is shut down, and this shut down means to stop the working of something, to stop the operation of something. This is all about phrasal verbs, that how we join the two different things together to make a one whole. Verb and adverb has been joined together to make a new phrasal verb. Take an example. Can you please shut down your experiment as soon as possible? So here this shut down is not a single verb, but this is a phrasal verb that is being used over here to address the certain specific task that is being performed. So this is all about the basic idea or basic concept of the types of verbs that we have done. In our next classes, we will be doing its practice exercise so that the concept would even be more clear to us. If you have any problem or question regarding to this content, you may ask. Do like, comment, share and subscribe for new videos. Thank you so much. Take care.